Hi there everybody, thanks for joining me for Coffee and Card at Home. Today is week 3 of our sessions using the Elegantly Said stamp set and the Elegant Tag Punch. These are the cards that we created this morning on my Zoom session. So I'm going to show you how to make these and also show you a slightly different way of using the Tag Punch. And hopefully you'll be able to have a go at recreating them yourselves. So you'll see from these ones that we've used all of the stamps that are in the Elegantly Said set, and we're using this corner stamp, we're using the flower stamp, and then one of the sentiments, and also we're using the Elegant Tag Punch as well. I'm going to show you a slightly different way of using that in a moment. And then the inks that we're using are Sahara sand, and also I'm using one of our gold stamps as well, inks as well, sorry, and then a bit of the very nice gold shimmer ribbon as well, just to finish that off. So I'm just going to pop those to the side. So what we're going to need to get started with is we're going to need a very vanilla card base. So this is half an A4 sheet and then scored at the halfway point. So it's 14.8 where we cut, and then we score at 10.5 centimetres. And I've got another piece of very vanilla just to go over the top, which is 0.5 centimetres smaller all the way around to give us that nice little border. Then a little bit of Whisper White, which is a scrap, which I've cut down to be a little bit smaller than the punch itself. And then a piece of Petal Pink, I think it is, probably. I've forgotten now which pink it is, one of our paler pinks anyway. And that is just a very thin piece, which I think measures at 2 centimetres. And we're going to adjust the length of that. So just going to fold my card base first of all, and just fold it along my score line, and then just burnish the edge on there. And then we're going to put that to the side for a moment because we're not going to need that straight away. Then I'm taking my rectangle of Very Vanilla, and first of all we're going to stamp our corner on. I'm not going to go right up to the corner, I'm just going to go slightly over the edge. And earlier when I was doing this with the ladies this morning, I said to them, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my colours around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my stamping on the main card in gold this time, and then the stamping on the tag in the Sahara sand. I just thought I'd change it up a little bit really. So first of all I'm going to ink up my pattern piece, which is like a corner piece, but I'm not going to go right to make it a corner. I'm just going to overlap very slightly and just get that stamped on. So in my top left hand corner, then I'm going to ink up again, and I'm going to stamp that in the bottom right hand corner. So we're doing opposites. On one of my samples earlier I did that corner and that corner, so it's entirely up to you. That's really nice. You probably can't see it on the video, but there's just a little bit of shimmer, which is lovely. So I'm just going to get some of my ink off. My stamp, and then whilst I've actually got my gold out, I'm going to stamp my sentiment as well. So I'm using the one from the set which says true love stories last forever. I'm just going to ink that up, and then just using my grid lines to line up my card and then line up my sentiment as well. There we go. and that's all my gold stamping done. And I'm going to put that to the side as well. And then I'm going to take my white piece and I'm going to stamp the flower. Now obviously before I did the flower in gold, this time I'm going to change it up a bit. I'm going to do the flower in the Sahara sand, just for a little bit of a difference. So I'm going to stamp one at the bottom and then one above it. I'm leaving myself a little bit of white space there. And actually it's amazing how different that colour looks on a white background to a very vanilla. Quite like that. And then that is all of our stamping done. So I'm going to show you how to use the punch. Now this is a longer piece of card than the actual punch itself. You'll see the actual punch is quite small and squat. But what we can do is we can use it to still cut out the top and the bottom shape, even though it's a longer piece. So if I just hold this hopefully at an angle, you can see there's a little bit of a line there on the punch. What we're going to do is we're going to put our card into that gap. Just trying to make sure you can see. And then once it's in there, we just need to line it up. Now I've deliberately cut this a little bit smaller to make it easier to get in there. Once I'm happy with it in there, I'm just going to cut, and that then removes that little piece at the bottom. So you've still got that lovely shape now, but you've got a longer piece of card that you're using it with. So we're going to do the same the other way around. You'll see you've got the little line there where we can fit that in like so. I'm just going to turn it sideways so I can make sure I've lined it up correctly. And then when you're happy with the positioning, that's a bit stiff that way, I'm just going to cut it. There we go. I was a little bit fiddly getting that in, so I've just got a little rough edge that I'm just going to cut off if I can, just to tidy that up. But there you go, you can see that what we've managed to do is get that lovely tag shape but on a much longer piece of card. So rather than putting it in the punch this way, like we normally would, we're putting it in to the bottom half and the top half separately. So it's quite a clever technique. I'm going to do the same sort of thing on my pink piece of card now, because what I want to do is I want to round the ends. So I'm going to take my punch again. I'm going to put the pink bit through on this end. Now actually what I do need to do actually before I do that is I just need to shorten this bit of card on either end so that it will fit in to my punch. I'm going to slide that in there again. And once I'm happy with the position of it, I squeeze down and punch. And you can see you get that lovely rounded end then. So do the same on this side. So I'm happy with the positioning. Punch down. There we go. Oh, now what I did then was not what you want to do. I was thinking that was a little bit odd. I accidentally got my pink bit under here, and obviously it's cut it out in the tag shape. You did not want to do that. That was not something to copy, because now I've ended up with a very small piece of card, which is no help to me whatsoever. So bear with me a second while I see if I can just find another scrap of card very quickly to use. I might have to just piece here, which hopefully is about the right size. Perfect, right, that will work. Shall we do that again? Hi Jenny, hope you're okay. Right, just goes to show lives do sometimes go wrong sometimes. Find my sentiment again. Let's try this for a second time. So I'll stamp at the end of this piece of card, and then I haven't got to shorten it as well. There we go, got that stamped again. Now this time, don't do this. Oh God, you're okay, Jenny. Just thinking, I haven't seen you for such a long time. But then I guess we haven't been seeing many people for such a long time lately, have we? So we will have to catch up soon. So this is hopefully the right way now. So I have it over the top on this side. So punching there gets rid of that little piece. Leaves me a nice little curved edge here. So I'm going to trim off this end. Piece to use again in case I do it wrong again. I'm not going to do it wrong this time, it's going to be fine. So it just goes in there. Don't make the mistake I did where I slid it through the whole thing and chopped it off accidentally. So it's a little bit long that time, so let's pop it through there. That's better. And again, just make sure you've got it in the right place. Grip it by squeezing gently, and then when you're happy, punch it. There we go. Right, we're all good. We saved it, thank goodness. Slightly different shade of pink, but no one will know. Right, so let's bring back our bits we've done already. So when I assembled this, I decided to put my tag on flat. So just glued that on with Tombow. My Tombow has decided just to seal itself up. Get rid of that little bit off there. I've got very sticky hands. Let's try again, see if it will come out this time. So a little bit of Tombow, just a dab up there. It is a really nice stamp set, isn't it, Jenny? I've really enjoyed using this. I just think it definitely lives up to its name of being very elegant. So there we go. I'm just using my grid lines to help me line it up. Little tap down. Hopefully I haven't put too much glue on. There we go. And then I've put my sentiment over the top with dimensionals. So just about 3 probably will do it. It's not too long a sentiment. And again, just lining it up with my grid lines just to try and help me to position that and get that straight. Hi Tracy, hope you're okay. I'm glad you scheduled me in your diary again this week. Right, so ribbon next. So we're taking this really nice shimmer ribbon. It ties the most beautiful bows. I have to say, Stampin' Up ribbon is the best for that. So making 2 bunny ears, crossing over and pulling through, and then I can just hold my knot just to even up the ends there. And then just cutting on the diagonal just to hopefully stop any fraying, and I'll tidy up those lengths in a minute. Then I'm going to stick that on with a glue dot, just on the back of my knot. And I'm just going to position that at the top there. I'm just going to shorten this side a little. Try and match them up a bit. There we go. Then I'm going to pop that onto my card base. So a bit of Tombow on the back. And this should give you a sort of little bit of a border all the way around the edge. And then the final thing is just to stick a few gems on. So I'm going to pop one on the top of my tag there. I'm going to go for a few randomly around. One up there, and then something that I didn't do before, but it's just come to me. I'm going to stick one in the centre of my flowers. Just that added bit of bling. I think looks nice. There we go, and we're done. So if I just bring back one of the ones from earlier on, just a few little differences there. You can see that I switched over the ink. So here I stamped Sahara sand, and here I stamped the gold, and then obviously switched round the flower on those as well. And you can see just my positioning of my flowers just makes it look completely different. And a few extra gems on that one, but really quick and simple to do. You could kind of churn out quite a few of these, I think. So delicate, Jenny says. Yeah, I think that's the nice thing about this set. It just is delicate, elegant. It just, you can't fail to make a nice card with it, actually. I think it's a really nice set. So just to run through what I've used, we used a very vanilla card base with a very vanilla rectangle on top for our actual stamping. Some basic white, which we used to create our tag, bits of Petal Pink in the middle for the sentiment. The card base was very vanilla, so I need that one. And then inks that I've used, I used Sahara sand and the sadly retired golden Gltz pigment ink, which is so beautiful. Then a bit of the Shimmer ribbon in gold, and then a few gold rhinestones just to finish it off. And just to show you the bits that we've used the corner there from Elegantly Said and the flower, then this lovely sentiment, which is a nice long one that works really well with this one from the Elegantly Said, and then obviously the elegant tag punch to go with it as well. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll encourage you to have a go yourself. I know Tracy's got all of her bits ready and waiting to have a go. And next week will be week 4 using the set. That's our final week using this set, which has gone so quickly. So I'll be back next Monday to go through my final design for using the Elegantly Said bundle. But if you've got any questions in the meantime, or you'd like to place an order, please get in touch, drop me a message on my page, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Anyway, have a good evening. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye.